All right, back to number 1. Presentation by 3D Capture Services, Dwayne Griffin. Fire away.
How are y'all this morning? I didn't think I'd be back here this early, but
I didn't think you'd be back here this early.
we're here just to give you a little presentation. First, we're here to ask your permission. The school is using the expo, and I think I talked to a couple of y'all, and y'all didn't have an idea about it, but the school is using the expo as a reunification center. If they ever have to evacuate the school for a hazardous spill or a tornado or, heaven forbid, an active shooter event, they're wanting to use the expo to get the parents back united with their children.
I think Kathy's been working with that pretty hard, hasn't you, with the school side?
Yes. So we have scanned the schools for safety on there, and we're going to show you one of our scans that we have of the schools. And the school has asked us to scan the expo center on the part that just they would use, which would probably be I call it the ballroom and the main arena with the seating area. So we're here to ask permission to scan those areas for the school, because we will have to have access into the building when nobody else is there so that we can do our scans. We don't want any pictures of people's faces or people walking through while we're scanning. So we're here to ask permission for that. But we were also talking about possibly doing a scan of the rest of this facility that the county could use to highlight the expo in the back, the roping arena, the practice arena, all the other things that will not be scanned by the school. This is your current layout of the expo, which I pulled off the internet. So what we would like to do, once we scan, we could present y'all with something like this. And this is the intermediate school at Glenrose. And you can actually see the layout. And I'm sorry for the audience. This is pretty much what I'm showing them. This is what a scan would look like once we make a floor plan view. And this is just a PDF, and this is just a 2D model. What Randy's going to show you and what's up on the top. And I'm sorry, audience, we can't get it.
Stand up, you can maybe kind of see what I'm doing. So this comes as a link. So what we're doing with schools for school safety is we're scanning the school, and then we tag the school. So we tag all throughout: fire extinguishers, fire poles, entrances, exits, doors, roof access points, all this. And we present this as a link to the school. What the school can do is they can share that link with Somervell County Dispatch, with Sheriff's Department, with DPS, local DPS. We're working with Clint Beatty and the SROs to develop this and get their input and see, how do they want these facilities tagged. So this is what a basic scan looks like. This is Glenrose Elementary. And so you can tap through the scan and do a virtual tour. At any point, you can turn 360 around and you can see what all this is in the scan. So that's the intermediate office. There are 3 aspects to this. There's this in the model scan. There's also a floor plan view, and that floor plan view is what we use to make these 2-dimensional models. And so you can zoom into that, and then there's a dollhouse view. And the dollhouse view, law enforcement really likes this, because if there's ever an incident in a particular classroom, you could zoom in, and basically it's the roof sheared off, and you can see what is all around that particular room. So those are your 3 views. You're in the model, you have the floor plan view, and you have the dollhouse view. Within the views, there are layers. So that's just the standard layer. We have a layer for cameras. And those are where all the cameras are throughout the district. And you can tap on each one, and it'll take you, whoops, I hit the wrong button. It'll take you to where that camera is, like if I tap, Griffin, community outside the room.
I think I missed,
I missed it. Here we go. So there's the tag, that little green dot right there. Other views are rooms and hallways. And so all the rooms are all labeled and numbered in hallways. And that's, we're in the process of working with Lance, Kathy, and the SROs to make it a little bit more mathematically correct and logical sequence, like for example, the exterior numbers, glow-in-the-dark number, not glow-in-the-dark, reflective numbers that are outside every entrance are supposed to go counterclockwise. Are supposed to go clockwise, and the districts are counterclockwise. So all of local law enforcement knows that, but if there's ever an incident, people are going to be coming in from all over the state. They're going to assume that if they move to the right, they're going to see exit 1 and then
exit 22.
And that's the way it is currently. They'd be going in the wrong direction. Also, someone coming in from outside is not necessarily going to know where the kindergarten hall is, but we're going to make 2D physical signage on every intersection, on the hallways, on and ends of an intersection, on corners that are clear, 100 hall, 200 hall, 300 hall. Classrooms will be 102, 103, 104, and they're not that way now. It's really kind of a hodgepodge of numbers. So there are other, this is a safety tag view, and all of those are fire extinguishers, fire poles, breaker boxes. In the upper left-hand corner, there's a search engine. You can tap in there and type in fire, and only the tags associated with fire extinguishers or fire alarm poles light up. And again, you can go into any of these, tap into the model, and see that there's a fire extinguisher right there, and then information comes up as well. So you can count fire extinguishers. Businesses use this for warehousing, for maintenance. We can tap in or tag in a video, a maintenance report, any kind of a document. It's pretty amazing stuff, and we're very excited about it. And law enforcement just absolutely loves the possibilities associated with this.
And the reason law enforcement likes it is they can actually see the facility before they arrive. If there is an event from within, we know the school, the law enforcement does, but Hood County, Erath County, Bosque County, they've never stepped foot in here. So en route, on their car's computer, they can actually have this and walk through the school and see it. Or we can send it to a cell phone, and you can actually walk through it on your cell phone. Now, the reason we're here, we kind of got off topic of why we're here, but the reason we're here is we would like to do this at the Expo Center. Because you can use that for advertising, you can put it on the web page, and people can actually see it. If they're wanting to rent the expo, they may want to see the back side of the expo, the roping arena, the holding pins. Well, now they can actually walk through the facility before ever stepping foot on it, and they can see the facility, the behind the scenes of the facility, if that's what you want to do. We can tag items like Randy was showing you. We can do all the tagging. I was going to turn this around. I don't see that anymore. And this is actually, this was born from DPS and a blue gun training. We built that as kind of a monopoly board, and we used little matchbox cars and poker chips, and you can move people through the building. It's just an effective means for command to use to deal with our personnel on. So what we would like is to scan the rest of the expo center that the school is not going to pay for. I just did a down and dirty, measured off of Google Earth, the rooftop of the expo. There's roughly 238,880 square feet under roof. I know you have probably the right numbers, but that's what I got
No,
just by.
that's pretty close.
Just by measuring. So these numbers are going to be just by my rough. The school is going to pay for approximately 52,700 square feet. So that would leave 186,000 square feet not scanned, which
How many?
186,180 by my numbers. So what we would like to do is scan the rest of the expo at 3 cents a square foot. And that would include some of the tagging, not all of the tagging that Randy showed you. If you want like the full tagging, that would be another penny per square foot. So it'd be 4 cents a square foot more to do the rest. So that's why we're here, kind of give you a presentation of what we do and what we could do. I think the advertising for the expo, you would have access to put it on your web page, on the Somervell County web page, and people could actually walk through the facility from their computer. So,
And there's one other thing is we have the capability to have government level security. So our primary focus is schools and school safety. And so when we scan a school, we upload to Matterport for government, which is different and separate from Matterport for the private sector, which is homes, commercial buildings, what we would do here, what we would do at the expo. Because those models on Matterport for private is not as secure. Matterport for government is very secure. They're doing government facilities. We've seen scans of through Matterport of Battleship. They're doing some. They did Blue Origin. They're doing secure facilities. So our model, when we upload, it goes to a federally compliant government cloud. And even if I ever have to have any kind of tech support or anything, it takes me a couple of levels before the people I'm talking to can view our data. So our school scans are very, very, very secure. What we're proposing is to do a public model. That's not an issue. So that the figure that Dwayne's throwing out is half what we have to charge school districts as far as the penny per square foot. Because the government level security scans are more, they cost more, they're just more expensive. So when we say that, you can put it on your Facebook page, all that. We would never do any of that with schools. We are being very careful. We don't post any of these school scans. We'll show somebody, but we're not posting anything. We're not putting it on our brochure or anything like that. So there's a difference between public sector and private sector scans.
one of the main things security-wise for a school, Randy showed you briefly the cameras. Well, we're able to, law enforcement responding to an event can click on that camera and actually see a live feed inside that school while they're responding. So that's one thing that we can do with this. There's many other things. Another thing we were going to show you, I went out Friday and we've never done this, so I just wanted to see what it was like. And I scanned the golf course. I scanned one hole at the golf course. This is hole 16 on the old course, what I call the old course, the links course. And we just wanted to see what it would look like, how it would present. So you can actually do this also and put it on the golf course's webpage. I do have tags in there, and you can see some of the tags.
I think I'm on the, let me get on the
So you
server.
need to do the other one.
So that's the same thing. You've got a floor plan view, and you've also got a golf house view. And then you can tap into the model, and you're in it. And then any of these tags, let me back up a little bit. So
What's
information.
unique about this, if you would, Randy, go to the green tag on the green. View more. You can actually, there's, to click the view more button on the tag. You can actually add in all kinds of information there that you want, but you can also click on the click here, and it will take you straight to Squaw Valley's webpage, and you can actually make reservations straight from that. So if you were to scan the golf course, you could put those in, and they would be available to people if they wanted to go look at them. So anyway, we were just playing, trying to figure out what we could do with that.
So Dwayne, are y'all like on this, well, to get a 3 to 4 cents, like 55.80 to 74.40, somewhere in that ballpark? I know those are rough figures, right?
Yes, sir.
Are y'all like single source?
We are. We're the only one that I know of in this area that's doing 3D scans.
Just because if they move forward, I know Nick, you want us to research and make sure that
Right.
it's a single source effort and go out for
I can-
bids, things like that.
I can tell you, if you can contact Matterport, and they will send you out a commercial scanner, and they charge you about 15 cents a square foot.
And you gotta do it yourself.
Well, they'll scan it, but that's 15 cents a square foot.
And that's people who are doing mostly homes for real estate. The Matterport for government side does not have that service available yet. They're kind of looking toward us to develop that in.
We're the only ones doing government in this 4-state region that I know of. So,
Well, what we can do if the court so desires, we can head back on the March agenda and discuss, allowing you to do what you need to do for the school and see what the court wants you to do, move forward and scanning the rest of it.
yes, sir.
We can have that, just discuss, take action. If y'all want to do that, we can have it on March and then we can go from there. I think it's the 11th, March 11th, March 12th.
11.
Is it the 11th? Okay, cool. Yeah.
We'd also like to talk to you about the golf course. We would scan 3 holes and put it on the webpage.
Well, that's what I was thinking, you wouldn't want to necessarily do the whole course, you want to do a sampling of it, and it'd be like the expo, you might not want to do the whole expo, but a sampling of the stalls, a sampling in the arenas, I would think for sure, but a sampling of the stalls and this and that, just to show we don't have to scan every stall.
No.
But here's what is available.
And
that's what it does.
I would recommend not scanning every stall, but you do, depending on what y'all wish to do, if you want to scan and pick out every fire extinguisher or
Mhm.
fire alarm pole or whatever, we can tag anything y'all wish to tag. But we have to scan it enough to pick those items up.
Makes
But
sense.
yeah, I would not scan. I might get 2 scans in the practice arena just to show what it looks like. I would not. Our cameras will scan approximately 50 feet apart before they lose connection. So we have to scan a minimum of 50 feet apart. In schools, we do less than 30, because another thing that we can do is inside the model, there's a ruler on the bottom left. You can actually go in, and if we were to scan this room, you could measure that picture on the wall. You could measure how wide this pedestal is. You could measure from the scan. So a lot of people are using these for maintenance also to track, computer screens, computers. We can tag all of that too. So, anyway, whatever we can do for y'all, we would like to help.
If you don't mind, if you be back on the 11th, we'll discuss this if they decide they want to move forward with it.
Yes, sir. Just let us know. We'll be here.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.